Ready to do some yoga. Before we do that, let's sit and center for a bit. So find your sit bones, round them down. Lift your shoulders up, down, and back. A little squeeze of your shoulder blades. Your hands can rest on your thighs or to turn them up. And belly is soft. Close your eyes and just notice your breath. Breathing easy. And noticing. Noticing sensations in your body. Quality of your breath. When you're ready, open the eyes. Okay, let's move to the front of our chair. And we'll take the arms down by our side. Just use the breath to bring them up and over. And then exhale them out and down. And one last one. Let's reach to the back of our chair. And squeeze your shoulder blades together. And when you exhale the breath, draw the arms out in front and round through your spine. Even tuck your chin down for a bit. Inhale, reach. And exhaling and bring forward. One more. And release the hands to the thighs. Your shoulders up, down, and back. Let's take the arms down by our side. We'll inhale them out to the side. Turn your palms up and we're going all the way up. Now up there, I know you can't see. Keep your palms together or interlace your fingers and then point your index fingers. Lift them up and over, and we're going to move from side to side, just very gently. Inhaling up, and exhaling over. Use your breath. Try to keep your elbows straight, do the best you can. Then notice if the heels of your hands are coming apart. Them closed. And release the hands and rain the fingers down. Shoulders up, down, and back. Move on to a cat and cow. This cat and cow is a little different. So the inhale is going to bring the elbows to the sides of your chest, your hands, palms forward. Then the exhale is going to press them forward and round the spine. So inhaling, arch your spine, bring your chest forward, squeeze the shoulder blades. And the exhale, press and round. Beautiful. Do one more. Then release the hands to your thighs. Bring the hands together in front of your heart. This mudra, or hand gesture, is called Anjali Mudra, or prayer pose. What we're going to do, we're just going to swim it forward and then back. And then right to your chest with a little bit of space between your thumbs. And we're going to move it from side to side, so those elbows up. And bring the hands side to side. Remember to keep that space between your thumbs and your chest. Let's do one more on each side. Find yourself needing a little break, release the hands to your thighs. Then bring your hands back to your heart and make some big circles now. Bring the hands back to your heart and make that circle in the opposite direction. Hold for a breath here with our Anjali Mudra hands. Okay, hands on thighs. Let's do a forward bend, very easy forward bend. Starting with a breath in, then drawing the hands over your knees and down towards your feet. See if you can let your head relax, your neck go easy. Then we start to need to take a breath in. We'll walk the hands up and over. Let's do that twice more. Getting with a nice breath in, and then reach to your ankles and hang your head. Walking your hands up and back. Do one more, getting with the breath. Coming back to center, let's sit back in our chair. So about half your thigh is supported here. We're just going to lift up onto the balls of your feet. So you're lifting the heel and then lifting the toes. Heels. Then feet nice and flat. We'll lift the right leg. Press through the heel. Do a little pointing and flexing. And then big circles with your toes. And release. Other side. Let's do the heel of that left leg now. We're pointing flex. And then big circles with your toes. Direction. And release. Let's press both legs out in front. Pressing to the heel. Point your toes. We'll do a little over and under. Pull your belly in nice and tight. Strong core. And then release. Move to the front of my chair in order to give one knee a hug. And release, and we'll go to the other side and do that. And release. Let's stand up. Come into mountain. Shoulders up, down, and back. Your fingers pointing towards the earth, or you can open them up a little bit. So over your chest. Remember, we always have easy knees in mountain pose. After we've had a few minutes to warm up and feel our body in all its imperfections and perfections, it's a good time to set an intention. What that means is a goal for your practice today. Is it going to be to relax and take the soreness and achiness out of your body? You're going to want to challenge yourself a little bit today. Just start to think about what that would mean. Okay, I'm going to open my feet nice and wide. And hands on hips, we'll move from side to side. Press your hip out on one side and hold for a breath. Back and forth. And press your hip out side and hold for a breath. And back. Is that a circle? I warn you, you might have to adjust your feet for your circle. Okay, make sure your knees are easy. You're not locking them back. Pressing hips forward in the front and pressing bottom back, big circles. Stop in the center and we'll go in the opposite direction. And let's come to center and we'll find our mountain pose again. Open our feet nice and wide. Your toes can point forward or to the corners of the room. Feels right. Got your chair right here in case you feel like the balance is not cooperating today. Just going to take one arm down to your thigh, the other arm up to your ear, and we're just going to open. Use your in-breath to come up, your exhale to reach down. Remember, we're never locking our knees here. The next time you inhale and come up, we'll release that arm. Let's find mountain again before we move on. Those feet nice and wide. Toes can point forward to the corners of the room. And my left hand looks like my right. You can follow my words or follow my actions here. Left hand on left thigh, right arm right up next to your ear. I'm going to use the breath. Open. Just more. And the last one. Release the arm and flight mounted again. Turn to the back of our chair. I've got about maybe 5 or 6 inches between my toes and the back legs of the chair. Let's use the breath to move in and out of downward dog. Again, we're hitting a mountain. And a breath in. And the exhale is going to walk our feet back. Easy knees. See if you can dip your head down between your elbows. If this is your downward dog, that's okay too. Make sure you're pulling the belly in. Or hurt the low back here. Very important for easy knees too if you have lower back issues. We're going to inhale and lift the chest. Exhale back into downward dog. Let's do a few of these to your own breath, so you don't need to follow me perfectly. Listening to your own body. And we'll hold for a breath, easy knees, easy elbow. And you start to inhale, arms on mouth. Do a forward bend. When I do a forward bend with the chair, I get right up to it. Line my toes with the front legs of the chair, because I want to be there, not far away. I have the option to do it without the chair, and I'll do that too. I like to start a forward bend with a nice deep breath in. Use the exhale to just press my body back. Remember, easy knees. Find your chair. And just let everything from your shoulders down, just let it hang. Feel your weight in the heel. About the chair, you don't want to make contact with something, whether it's the floor, your shins, or your thighs, never your knees. Ready? Up from a forward bend. Let's inhale into the half forward bend. Easy knees. We'll take the arms to the side of your chair and reach out. Inhale into that prayer pose. Try it again. Or inhaling out. And inhale half forward bend into another forward bend. Using the inhale to reach out and Feel into that air flow. Nice breath in between is good for a reset. Important to come back to balance. Let's try it again. Last one. Inhale into the half forward bend. Arms come to the side. Beautiful. Be nice and warmed up by now. Let's do a forward bend and we'll move it into a lunge. So here we go. Exhale into the forward bend. As you inhale into the half forward bend, let's take a step back with the right foot. So right foot, back, right foot. Let's walk it all the way up. And hold on to the chair for support if you need it. In the lunge, lift your heart. Drop your chin a bit so that you're not getting tension in your lower back. Feel the back leg stretch. Front leg strong. Inhale and straighten the legs. Put another bend in the knee and walk the back foot forward. Square your hips off here. I'm going to place my hands above the knees, coming back. Squaring off my hips, toes. Onto another lunge. I like to begin a lunge with a forward bend. Stepping left foot back this time and right foot forward. Let's bring the knee all the way up to the chair. Hold on to your chair, pull your belly in, lift your heart, drop your chin. Feel that leg stretch. The legs are really wonderful. Feel that front knee and leg. Straighten the legs. Put a nice deep bend, and then we'll walk the feet together. Square off my feet and hips. My hands from the chair just above my knees. Find mountain again. Do a sun salutation. It's a great day, a great time to summon the sun. Into the mountain. Then a forward bend. Inhaling into a half forward. The next time you inhale, we'll walk the right foot back. Forward. Find your lunge. Your heart on your chin. Walk my hands forward and step my left foot back, squaring off my hips and my feet. Walking my hands to the front so that I can come into a downward dog. I'm really pulling my belly in here. I'm going to inhale the right foot forward all the way up. And onto my chair. Stepping left foot forward, squaring those feet off. Hips off. Hands just above the knees. We go full salutation. Bend. Inhale, right foot back. Into the lunge. Inhale, left foot back. Downward dog. From downward dog, we're going to move to upward dog. So we're going to lift up onto the balls of our feet and shift the weight of our hips, torso forward. See how my heels are up? A nice straight line from your shoulder to your heels. I'm going to press back. Downward dog again. I'm going to step forward with the right foot. Knee back into a lunge. Straighten the leg and step forward with the left foot. And a forward bend, a half forward bend. Take my hands above the thighs, press my in and find mountain. Sun salutations always work in two. Work on the right side and then the left, vice versa. So let's do one more complete sun salutation. Here we go. Then inhale, half forward bend, stepping left foot back and right foot forward. In the lunge. Inhaling, right foot back and squaring my feet off. I'm going to move into downward dog. I'm hanging onto that chair. And I'll come up onto the balls of my feet and then shift my hips forward. We're looking for a nice line from your head to your heels. Let's press your bottom back. Downward dog. Your next inhale, step it forward for lunge. Straighten the legs. And then bend both knees, walking the right foot forward. And let's find an easy forward bend so everything is bent in. Just easy. Press your feet in. We'll walk the hands above. Hold for a breath here. In the mountain pose. And notice your body. It's feeling warmer, I'm sure. Summon the sun. Heat of the sun. Always welcome in February. Okay, so let's come down to the mat. I'll leave my chair there. And let's come down into what's called seated mountain. So all standing poses start with mountain pose. And all seated poses start with seated mountain. We have a nice straight legs here. Try not to let your spine be soft. See if you can bring that nice tall spine to the crown of your head, dropping your shoulders, pulling your belly in. Strongest part of the hinge is that center spot, which everything moves from. walk my hands just a bit forward. However, you don't want to lose a nice tall spine. Nice tall spine. You want to hinge forward. Hinge forward rather than round. Notice how I'm pressing through my heels. I'm simulating a nice flat floor for my feet. Okay. Let's bend the right knee, and we're just going to give this knee a hug. Try not to lose your nice tall spine. I'm going to take my foot to the other side of my knee. I'm just going to walk it over. But what happens is, it wants to come to the edge. See if you can make a nice flat foot. It's going to require some flexibility of your hips. So really notice what's happening in there. You need to bring it lower. You need to keep it on the other side. That's fine too. And we're just going to give the knee a hug. Let's walk it over and stretch it out. Let's bend both knees. Give a little hug. Hug to those thighs. But anytime it feels like too much for your back, go all the way back onto your back and just hug a knee. Same thing. Think about this posture and what it looks like if I had my back on the floor. So I'm bending the left knee. Give the knee a little hug. And see if you can walk it to the other side. Again, it's going to want to roll to the outside of the foot and keep it nice and flat when you give it a hug. This is helping you sit up nice and straight. And we'll walk it back and stretch it out. Let's bend the knees and we'll come all the way back onto our back. Okay, let's open our feet a little wider than hip width apart. And we're just going to press one knee forward and the other. Notice how when you do that, your bottom comes off the floor. We're looking to just press knee forward. One and then the other. We're essentially just rocking side to side on your low back. It should feel really nice. And then we'll find center. And we're going to rock back and forth, forward and back. So rocking forward, I'm doing a little pelvic tilt here, and I have space under my low back, rocking back to the top of my sacrum. It's almost like as I'm going to lift, but I'm not. Pelvic tilt. The back never lifts off of rocking back. Pelvic tilt. Okay, let's rock into neutral. So not forward or back or side to side, but right in the center, and then let the effort go. And let's take one knee into your chest and extend the other leg long. I like to drop my chin, keep the back of my neck open. And nice strong legs, pressing through the heel. Back. And then releasing, we'll go to the other side. So opposite knee, give it a hug. Opposite leg, stretch it long. Press through your heels. And release. Let's bring both feet on the floor. We'll cross our ankles and take our knees into your chest, and we'll just rock from side to side. Drop our feet the mat and then extend that right leg long. So I'm going to point the toe and then lift the leg as high as I can without lifting my low back off the mat. So belly nice and tight, bottom and sacrum on the floor, and I'm going to point my foot, and then as I lower it, I'm going to press through the heel and bring it down. So as you lift, point, and exhale, lower. So let's do 10. You can inhale as you bring it up and exhale, and lower it down. Maybe nice strong legs here. And this is the last one. So when you get it up there, point, stretch, and release. Okay, so notice side to side, leg to leg. Stretching out left leg, we're going to point the toe as we lift and press to the heel. Belly nice and tight, sacrum grounded into the floor. My hands on my belly, I can feel it really working, lifting these legs. A few more, almost there. And let's do one last. Last one, point, flex, and release. Back from side to side, one knee forward, then the other. Knee forward, then the other. Okay, we're gonna roll onto our side and then bring yourself into hands and knees. Take a moment to set yourself up here with hands and knees. My back is nice and flat. It's not arched, it's not rounded, nice and flat. Then we'll draw the way back, so your bottom to your heels, and stretch your arms forward. Let's walk the hands back. And then we'll stack our fists and rest your head. The hands on the floor now, walk your hands back towards your knee, and we'll come into what's called a rock pose. I know this is not comfortable for all. You want to do right, tall kneel. Press your hips forward. Just bring the arms out to the side and up. Then as you exhale, we'll bring them out and down. Let's bring them together. Interlace your fingers together behind the back. Just draw your knuckles down towards the floor. So we're not going to the floor, we're just opening the chest. Bring them out in front. Inhale them out. Side, interlace, and draw them down over the chest nicely. One more. In front, this time opposite thumb on top. Press up Release behind your back. See if you can do it with the other thumb on top. It's not easy. And then release. We'll come back to a hands and knees, and we'll do a downward dog. Downward dog is my favorite yoga. If you have just a few minutes time, down dog is very comprehensive. It stretches a lot of things at once. Bring our heart forward and roll your toes over. You use the exhale to lift the knees and then press your weight back into your heels. And everybody thinks you gotta get your heels to the floor to do downward dog, but that's not true. Bend your knees, still getting a nice stretch from your spine. Just inhale, knees down, press back again, child's pose. And walking to the rock pose. Do that once again. Hands and knees, nice flat back. Inhale, heart forward, and then roll the toes under. Be mindful of your cervical spine. And on an exhale, we're going to lift the knees and press back. Downward dog again. Your knees can be lifted. And your heels don't have to come to the When you're ready, release your knees, and again, we'll come into child's pose. Let's walk your hands back. Walk pose. Heel. And let's walk forward. Okay. We're going to try something today that we haven't done before, but I think it's extremely beneficial. So I thought we could give it a try. Easy, and we'll use our chair. I'm going to walk up to your chair. I mean, from my thighs to my chair is probably 3 or 4 inches. Hands on the chair for stability. And we're going to inhale and lift one knee and come up onto other knee grounded into the floor, a nice flat foot. Make sure that your ankle is over your knee here. Then we'll release back to the high kneel and go to the other side. Holding onto your chair. My left foot is on the floor, maintaining a nice tall spine. And my knee is over my ankle. Release. I'm going to move to the side. Up my chair. I'm going to lift my right knee and come up onto my right foot. My ankle is under my knee. Got your chair. This time we're going to just move a little forward. Really about opening this hip here. So if your quads are tight, just move a little forward, always keeping the knee over the toes, over the ankle, not going any further. Just going forward and back, feeling this nice opening. Your knees are saying, enough, enough. Give yourself a break, make sure you listen. High kneel, hip width apart. I'm going to move my chair. And I'm going to lift the left knee. Have a nice angle from my hip to my ankle. Just going to open the hip a little. Feel this hip opening. And then release, and we'll come back to the high knee. I'm going to come to sit in easy sitting pose, Sukhasana, for the last few minutes of our practice. So find your sit bones, cross your ankles, lift up to the crown of your head. Let your belly be soft. Your hands could be up, or your palms could face down. Let's do a little stirring up the pot here. Very small circles. Fill up on my sit bones. Center and go in the opposite direction. Bring the pot. Come to the center, and we'll take one hand to the side, other arm right up next to our ear. Use your breath to open the whole left side. We'll go to the other side. Pulling down. And we'll inhale up. Your arms behind and open your chest. And we'll walk our hands forward. I'm hinging from my hip and I'm not grounding my back. Place my hands out in front. Come up onto the fingertips. Stay right here in the center. I'm going to open my feet and switch my legs. I'm going to bring the opposite leg out in front, and I'm finding my sit bones again. The nice tall spine, stir the pot. Nice soft belly. I have the option to do this in a chair as well. For tight, low back pain, go in the opposite direction. So, little circles. And back to the center. I'm going to take my right hand up to the side and my left arm right next to here. Just going to open. Continuing to breathe. And I'm going to switch it, opposite hand down to the floor and other arm right here. Legs nice and easy and heavy. side. Get to your fingertips. And let's come to center and walk those hands behind. Nice open through your chest. And walk your hands forward. Always keep your hands on your thighs and lift up to the crown of your head. Your hips aren't cooperating. My chin down towards my chest. Go all the way down, and we'll get ready for our Shavasana. When I do my yoga practice at home, I'm very tempted to skip this part. Just because I have things to do. Shavasana is so important. It assimilates all of the movements that we have just done. And we're giving the body time to rest and take it all in. Stretch your legs out. And your toes can just roll up to the side. So some space between your heels so that your hips essentially can roll out and relax. Now look, notice what's happening to your low back. You might feel too much of an arc here in your low back, middle back. So I'm going to bend my knees and just do a little lift down onto my sacrum and then extend my legs. Up here in my shoulders, I want to flatten them out so that now my chest is nice and open and I can just take my arms out to the side, never down by your side. This is not a relaxation pose. This is a rigid, active pose. You want to open, kind of open your heart and your body. You're going to just tuck your chin down so that your neck can release and relax. So spend a few minutes thinking about how your body grounding, and if it's okay with you, for the next few minutes. And if it isn't, do what you need to do to make yourself. So now let's close our eyes and we'll just focus on the breath. You take your attention to the space between your eyebrows. Notice if you see a color there. It's bright and white. It's more orange or red. Whatever it is, you can notice. Noticing your breath. See if you can start the breath down low in your belly. The first place it goes, filling up your and then it can fill up your torso all the way up to that space right between your eyebrows. In yoga, they call that space your Agnya Chakra. Agnya Chakra is the seat of your soul, where your spirituality is, where you connect to your spirit. think about your breath too much. Allow it to come in and go out. Just being breathed in and breathed out. Something that's happening to you, not necessarily something that you're doing. Let go your breath. Notice. Let's start to come back. We'll make some small movements in our hands, feet, elbows, knees, and roll to one side. And when you're ready, back to easy sitting pose. Take a moment to just feel, and then up and down and all around. Again, noticing your breath. Bring our hands to our heart. Now you're going to make the connection of your thumbs to your heart. With a nice deep breath in, we'll draw our prayer hands to our forehead, our Agnya chakra, back to our heart, and a little namaste bow. Namaste. Friends, our practice for today. Have a lovely Saturday. Icy out there, so be careful. Okay, here we are, getting ready for our chair yoga. Let's find our sit bones. Then lift up through the crown of your head and take your shoulders down and back. Soften your belly. We'll just take a moment or two to do a centering. Close your eyes and notice your breath. It's a good time to talk about intention, setting an intention for your practice. And what that just means is taking a moment or two to notice your body. Right? We wake up in this new body every day. So getting to know what it needs today and then setting your intention. Maybe you want to be a little more careful and gentle today. Or maybe you want to challenge yourself today. Let's just take a few breaths and notice and let that intention. When you're ready, open your eyes and we'll move to the front of our chair. Connecting your feet to the floor. Let's do a few nice deep breaths. We'll use our arms, we'll bring them out and then up. And exhaling them out and down. One last one. This time, keep your hands up there. You can interlace your fingers. You can point your index fingers. You could make a prayer pose. Whatever feels right. And then we'll just move gently from side to side. Notice how my head is staying in between my elbows, and I'm trying to keep those elbows nice and straight. But if you're more like this, that's okay too. Even more like that, that's okay too. Do the best that you can. So one more to each side. Then release the hands and we'll rain the fingers down. Roll the shoulders. And now let's bring them forward. And find center again. Let's do a little cat and cow. This one's going to be a little different. So the inhale is going to bring the hands, almost like we do when we do a cobra. So the elbows are tucked in. Your thumbs are almost pointing to the chest line, and then lots of space between your fingers. So this is the inhale. And the exhale is just pressing forward with your palms. And then see how I'm rounding my spine. So inhaling and exhaling. Let's do 5. It's only number 2. The other ones were practices. 2 more. Maybe you're not following me exactly because you're following your breath, and that's perfectly fine and encouraged. Hands on our thighs. Let's take the right arm down by your side. Again, you can copy me physically or listen to my words. So right arm down by my side and then left arm right up next to my ear. So lifting up to the fingers and reaching down to the fingers. And we'll bend the elbows and switch, reaching up. Switch, make sure you're breathing. Switch. Or on each side. And hands on your thighs, and we'll hold for a moment. Let's take the arms out to the side with your palms facing forward, and we'll just give ourselves a nice. And release, notice which one is on top, and we'll switch it up. Coming back to center, hang the arms down by your side and just give it a shake. Take the shoulders up, down and back, and our hands in prayer pose. I have lots of space between my fingers, and I'm going to keep my thumbs maybe just a couple of inches away from my chest, so I'm not connecting them. We'll just swim the fingers out. And then back to the center of your chest, a little bit of space, and we'll go to one side. So the torso stays forward, and you're twisting the chest and the arms. See if you can keep the heels of your hands together. Feel how they want to hold it. Your neck nice and long. We're going from side to side. Those elbows up. And we'll do one side and then the other. Back to the center of your chest. Let's make some circles now. So we'll start little. And we'll slowly make them bigger. And they're encircling your head, even your chest. Then we'll stop in the center and move in the opposite direction. This time we're making them smaller. You want to end up at the center of your chest. And we're there. Okay. Shoulders up, down, and back. Let's move forward. Always beginning with a nice deep breath. And use your exhale to bring your fingers towards your ankles and let your head hang. When you're ready to take that next inhale, we'll gently walk them up. Try that again, beginning with a breath. Sliding the fingers down and over. Let your head hang. As you want to take that next breath in, ease up and back. Sit back in our chair. And we'll stretch the right leg forward. Really press through the heel, make it active. Do a little point and flex. Go round and round, big circles. And then other direction. Go to the other side. So left leg, straighten it out, and point and flex. And those big circles. Force the other direction. And release. Let's stretch out both legs and we'll point and then we'll go over and under like a pair of scissors. Our hands are on my thighs. Nice and strong they are. Okay, we'll go a little up and down too. And we'll hit the floor. Gently, of course, waking everything up. Okay. Let's move to the front of our chair. Ankles underneath, we're just going to lift and lower. So lifting balls of your feet and lifting the heels back and forth, lift and lower. And then walking your feet wide. And then walking them together. Walking them wide and walking them together. And walking them wide. Okay, so square off your feet and sit up nice and straight and tall, and we'll take one knee to your chest. I like to press through the heel and make that leg active rather than letting it just be floppy. Everything active. Then the other knee, of course, into your chest, give it a little hug. We like to make that foot active. And release, hands on knees. Let's give them a little love. Then we'll open, close, open, close. Just warming up the hips. Not to lose that nice tall spine. And we'll extend one leg forward. Notice how I'm pressing to the heel. And the next time I exhale, I'm going to reach down towards the ankle. And inhale, back up. So this leg, really press that foot into the floor. Make this leg active. Exhale and reach to the ankle. Press into the floor with that other foot. A tiny bend in here whenever pressing it back. And one last time. Go to the other side. So this is my left. You listen to my words or watch and copy. And exhale and reach. And one last one. And bend the knees, feet on the floor. So make sure you're connected and safely grounded on your chair. And then we'll extend both legs. You feel safe. You feel like you have to hang on, that's okay. We're just going to put some space between the heels. Let's place the left hand on your left hip and the right hand on your thigh. Extend. We're not looking to get anywhere. Just open. Then come back to center, right hand on your thigh. Right hand on your hip. This hand's on your thigh. Back to center. Let's bend the knees and then bring the feet together. Let's bring the soles of your feet together. And again, be safely grounded on your chair. And if you don't feel like you are, you can always hold on. So the soles of my feet together, knees are open. Hands on thighs or holding your chair. Open your chest nice and wide, soft belly. This is called Baddha Konasana, which is cobbler's pose. Great for your hips. Great for your thighs, nice stretch. Nice for your breath, nice and open. Bring the knees together. Square off our feet. Let's stand up, I think we're ready. Just so that if I need it, it's there. And I'm going to find my mountain pose, right? We all know what that is. Rounding down to the earth and your mat with your feet. Your knees are always soft. And we'll square off that pelvis, right? You want to not too far forward, not too far back. Lifting up to the ground and stable with easy knees. Lifting up the crown of your head and reach down to the earth. Your fingers. And then let all of this go without collapsing. Just sense of ease all over your body. Open the feet a little wider and we'll just move from side to side. I'm going to add the hands on my hips. Now, let's make some circles. So pressing back, forward. Remember, easy knees for this. And let's move it in the opposite direction. And we'll come to center and drop one hip outside. And center and drop the other hip. And coming back to center. I'm going to stand behind my chair. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing back there. And we're going to find our mountain. Holding on to my chair, just fingers on there. I'm going to kick my heel back. And challenge yourself. See if you can just put your hands on your hips. And coming back to mountain. Feel your heart starting to pump a little, and that's good. That's what we want. This time we're going to reach out in front and to the side with a big toe. And again, you can place your hands on your hips, or you can hold on to your chair where you feel most safe for you. Good thing to challenge yourself. Let's switch it up. Bring back to mountain. This time, I'm going to bring a heel out to the side. So this requires the opposite knee to bend. Yes. Again, you've got your chair. A little dance. A little jig. Okay. Come back to center and stand in mountain pose. Feel those knees nice and easy. Okay. Let's do a little jog. It looks like this. So my right arm comes up with my bent elbow, and then I'm coming up onto the ball of my left foot, so it's the opposite. And I lift my left and come up onto the ball of my right foot. Whatever breath pattern works for you. Speed it up a little. Elbows in, not out to the side, nice and in. Conserve your energy. Well, your heart is pumping. That's what we want. You get warmed up. Okay. Come back to mountain and hold for a breath. Okay, let's bring our feet nice and wide. So you have a couple options. You can go with your toes to the corners of the room or bring them straight. Just going to bring one arm, hand to your thigh, and the other right up next to your ear. It's just an opening. Remember, your knees are never locked. Look like, isn't there a logo that looks like this? A basketball logo? Crazy. And then come to the center and we'll switch it up. So opposite arm up next to your ear, other arm and hand down by your thigh. Let's open. Whatever breath pattern works. One last one. And we'll come back to center. Walk your feet together. Or mountain. I'm going to stand behind my chair to the side so that you can see better what I'm doing. Bring into mountain, shoulders. Tall spine, easy knees. I'm going to start with the breath. And then as I exhale, I'm going to walk back to a downward dog. Your downward dog is looking like this. That's okay too, but I don't want you to feel any pain in your back. So maybe you make it a little shorter. Play with and see what works best for you. And then as you inhale the next time, you'll lift through your chest. and walk back into the mountain. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, mountain. Last time. This time, see if we can hold for a breath. Coming back into mountain pose, I'm going to turn forward. Let's try a triangle pose. So triangle starts with nice wide feet. And then this foot that's closest to the chair, I'm going to pivot on the heel and bring the toes to point forward. Now this one on the outside, I'm going to bring it halfway in, not all the way. That would mean my torso was this way, but only half so that I can keep my torso this way. So if you feel any pulling on your knee, just shorten it up. Maybe you don't bring it all the way, but just open a bit. So see what works for you. Torso facing front, easy knees, nothing's ever locked. Hand closest to your chair, hold on, and we'll inhale up this outer arm. See a nice line from my fingertips down through my heel. I'm going to open the chest, and maybe I look up there at my thumb, only if you feel like you can. Exhale and bring the arm down, pivot on the heels to bring the toes forward. And then we'll walk the feet into mountain. I'm going to switch the side of my chair to the other side. Okay, here we go. Mountain pose. And we'll open our feet. We're going to pivot on this heel closest to the chair. My toes are looking that way. These toes, if I brought them all the way in, I'm facing that way. But I want to face this way. So see how the toes are about halfway. And then really engage these muscles without locking your knees. Pull the belly in nice and tight. The hand closest to the chair we'll use for stability, and the other arm right up next to your ear. And you should see a nice straight line from my fingertips down through my heel. The idea here is to open through the chest. So I'm going to turn my head only if it's okay to look up at my fingers. Otherwise, keep your chin in line with your chest. Safest way. Let's bend the elbow and bend the knees and come back into mountain. Okay, I'm going to turn my chair around. And I'm going to look down and line up my toes with the front legs of the chair. I'm going to get ready and do a forward bend. I always like to do a flare, right? Inhaling those arms out and up. Then as you exhale, the arms come down, forward, easy knees into a forward bend. So take a breath here. If you can let your head hang. You can let go. Next time you inhale, come up on our hands. Nice straight arms. And then we'll exhale and bend the elbows and bend the knees and come back into the forward bend. Let's inhale and take the hands from the chair just above your knee. Press into your feet. Back. try it again. Use our flare. Down, forward bend, easy knees, easy elbows. Inhale, half forward bend, and exhale, forward bend. This time, let's use the arms to bring us up. So I'm shifting my weight back into my heels, pressing my feet. And exhaling, namaste. Let's turn the chair around. We'll stand right behind it. Now mountain pose. Using the chair, take a nice step foot back with your right foot. I'm a little further than arm's length away, so I'm just going to crowd it in a little bit. So let's bend the forward knee. Your hands can be on your hips, or they can be on your chair. Feel this back leg stretch, stretch, and feel the strength of this grounded foot here. You're in the lunge pose. Let's inhale and straighten the legs and move forward from your hips. I'm resting my elbows on my chair. Feeling this nice stretch. Breathe. Let's inhale up, bend the knees and walk the feet together. Squaring off my feet and my hips, everything's pointing forward. That mountain pose. This time I'm going to get a little closer to the chair so that when I look down, I can see my toes lined up. This time I'm going to take a big step back with the left foot. And a nice big bend in the front knee. Use your hands on your hips. You're engaging all these muscles, making them work. You might want to even bring your chair in a bit. Back leg nice and straight and stretched. Front leg nice and strong. Let's straighten the legs and move forward from your hip as I rest my forearms on the chair, getting this nice stretch. Remember, these muscles, I'm making them work. Lifting the kneecaps, pulling the belly in, getting a nice stretch here. I'm going to ease up and bend my knees and walk the feet together. Bring back to mountain. With my hands or my fingers on the chair, I'm going to lift up onto the balls of my feet and then do a little experiment. See if you can do it without the chair. Find that the hands open kind of helps. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Don't forget you've got your chair if you need it. Let's do one more pose, standing pose, and then we'll come to seated. Okay. Nice mountain. Begin in that nice mountain. You know what? I think I changed my mind. I'm going to face the chair. We're going to begin in our mountain, bringing the shoulders up, down, and back. Your chest. Legs nice and strong, easy knees. We're going to use the chair to do a chair. And we're going to begin with the exhale. So the next time you exhale, we'll sit in your imaginary chair. And inhale and straighten the leg. Exhale, sit in your imaginary chair. Inhale and straighten the legs. Just like a squat. Inhale. Exhale, sit in your imaginary chair. And straighten the legs. This time we're going to try to not use the chair, but it's right there. And we're going to begin with an inhale. The arms. Arms out in front and sit in your imaginary chair. Inhale and straighten the legs. Exhale, the arms down. Let's do two more. Beautiful. Last one. Beautiful. Let's do a downward dog to take the energy down. The inhale lifts the heart and the chest into. Let's come back and sit in our chair. Find your seated mountain as you lift up to the crown of your head and bring your shoulders down and back. Breathe into the belly, into the low back. Let's take our arms by our side and we'll reach the fingertips to the floor as if we were in mountain. Move to the front of our chair. We will do a pose or two to end our practice today. So we'll begin with our feet hip-width apart. Then we're going to walk the heels and ankles and big toes together. Let's take the right thigh and cross it over the left. As you can see, I have to help myself. You have to help yourself. So the top foot should point to the earth. And the grounded foot should be stable and even pressing in to the floor as you maintain this nice tall spine. I'm going to rest my hands on my knee. As I exhale the breath, I'm just going to hinge forward just a bit. See how that feels on my hip. Inhale it up and back. Then exhale it. Come just a little bit forward. Keep your spine nice and tall. Come back to center. And we'll add the arms into this pose. Bring the shoulders up, down, and back. Take the arms out to the side. The palms forward. And we'll bend the elbows. We're going to use our breath to come in and out of this eagle pose. Garudasana. Garudasana. Let's exhale and close the elbows and the heels of your hands and your fingers. And the elbows are up at shoulder height. So feel this diagonal pull as you press down through your toes and reach up through your fingers and have a nice tight core supporting all of it. Let's open and close the wings of this eagle pose, Garudasana. Let's add a V, stretch it out, reach through your fingers, bend the elbows, close, and release the arms. Release the legs. Let's press one leg, stretch it forward, and then the other, stretch it. Coming back to the edge of your chair and feet hip-width apart. Move into that seated mountain. We'll walk the big toes together, heels and knees, and we'll cross this left thigh over the right. Top foot points right down to the floor. And I'm going to rest my hands. Maintaining that nice tall spine, I'm going to use my exhale just to bring it forward. Chin down, close to your chest. See how it feels for your hip. Then we'll come back to center. Let's add the arms in and we'll bring them out to the side with the palms facing forward, and we'll bend those elbows. Let's make this eagle fly as we inhale and open and exhale and close. Next time you open your wings, stretch them, a big V, bend and close and release. Releasing the feet, and we'll stretch them out one at a time. Let's end by giving one knee a nice hug, and the other knee, nice hug. Let's sit back in our chair, finding your sit bones and opening your heart by drawing those shoulders up, back, and down. You'll notice that my palms are facing down. That's because it's the end of the practice and we're cooling down. We're letting go. Let's close our eyes. And think about bringing your breath deep down into your belly. Filling a glass of water starts at the bottom and then rises all the way up. See if you can do that with your breath. Begin with it low. Then letting go of the effort and just allowing the body to be breathed into. No effort in this breath, just moves in and out. When you're ready, open your eyes. We'll bring our hands together in what's called Anjali Mudra, or the prayer pose. You'll notice I have a little space between my fingers, and I'm cupping my hands. They're not really pressed together. Everything is open. Then we'll connect to our heart just by bringing our thumbs to our chest, those elbows out. Nice deep breath in. Your thumbs way up to the center of your forehead, back to your heart. This is making that mind and body connection. Reminding ourselves that we're both mind, body, and soul. And add a little bow for namaste. Namaste.